Hey, welcome to the second episode of Solid Principle course. I'm Ali from the Otaku channel. Today I want to talk about open-close principles and make it clear and understand how to apply this principle effectively in your current code base. The definition we all know about open-close principle is keep your class open for extension but closed for modification. This definition is a little bit confusing. I don't really understand how can I keep my class open for extension but closed for modification. I mean, not changing the class without making it open for extension. If I want to extend my classes, like I want to create an interface to extend my class from that interface, I do need to modify my existing class, which is not following this principle to keep the class closed for modification. Before answering this question, let's understand the basic of open-close principle first. How I can apply this principle in my current code base? Simply with inheritance. You're using object-oriented language. You can make use of inheritance to apply this open-close principle in your code base. And if you want to make it more professional, you can apply a design pattern like strategy pattern. The other thing I would like to tell you is how open-close principle will help us. First of all, it helps to follow single responsibility principle. You need to define different classes to extend the behavior of your system, which you naturally follow single responsibility principles. Each class has their own responsibility and you follow this principle as well. If you applied open-close principles in your code base, in long term it helps you a lot to have an easier maintenance and scaling your project, because the behavior of your system breaks down into smaller pieces and it makes it much easier to understand that software. Now we know the basic. I want to tell you about an advanced concept in software development which help you to understand the open-close principles better and apply it effectively. It's called extension point. The difficulty with this concept is discovering the extension points in our software. We, as a software developer, are responsible to discover these extension points in our software. First, what does extension point mean? Those areas in your software which has a flexible behavior. For example, you have an online shopping application and you have a payment method service. It's gonna have a flexible behavior because you need to switch between the different payment method and you need to be flexible in your code base to switch between the payment method and even if in future you want to add a new payment method or remove one, it should be possible and it will happen with open-close principle. One caveat, even if you apply open-close principle in your software, it will be dangerous and it will not help you at all. So what is that? I just mentioned about the extension point. You should be very cautious about discovering those extension points, and not everywhere should be the extension point. And you need to talk with your business people to understand the flexible area of your system and not considering everywhere is flexible, because if you apply the open-close principles everywhere, make your software so hard to maintain because you have created so many boilerplate which are not necessary, and just be careful about this. I tried to explain the extension point concept, but as it's an advanced topic, if you still have question, write it down in the comment. In the last part, I want to show you how to apply these open-close principle in code, but discovering the extension point is not something I can do in this video. So let's get into the IDE to see how we can apply the open-close principle in practice. Assuming we have an online shopping application and we want to add payment method service for this application. I want to show you first applying these payment method service without following open-close principles. So what I want here is just having a payment method service, and my payment method service could have a function called process, and that would be it. Let's implement this class first, and this class will have just a process function, and we could print here something random, and in our class we can just use this payment method. This is a very simple example without open-close principles. Now we want to apply open-close principles in these service. So we want to support Google Pay and Apple Pay, and for that we need to extend this class. As I said, we are not able to not touching this payment method service class. We need to extend this class from an interface, which could be a payment method service, and this class will be, and this interface can be here, and we define the function process. Now we can extend, now we can override this class and changing this class to Google Pay, and we can create another class which is extending the behavior of our system, class Apple Pay service. Oh, I think I need to change the name to payment instead of having it service. It make more sense. And same for this, we extend the iPayment method service into this class and overriding process function. Here, if we make it a bit more different, could be pay with Apple Pay, and same here, pay with Google Pay. And that would be it. We are now extending our payment method service to have a different payment method implementation, and now if we don't need to modify the existing class anymore, we can add as much as we need new payment method services, and that's it. So in our online shopping application, we need to make some adjustments. So let's make our implementation a bit more effective. I want to define another class called payment method processor. In our class, I want to define a function called pay, and the function will accept a payment method service, and here I want to just call the process function. And now I want to use this class instead and calling pay function. Here I need to define payment method. Now I can choose which payment method I need to use. I want to use Apple Pay payment method, and now I pass it to that. This way we make our service more flexible by defining different payment method services here, and we don't need to be worried about the maintenance, and it's much easier to scale this service. But this example is very simple, but you could imagine how it will be in production. That was all about open-close principles. The implementation was quite simple, but discovering those extension points was a bit more challenging, and we as a software developer, we need to discover those and applying effectively in our code base, and again, not everywhere. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Otaku channel and liking this video, which help us a lot, and that helped the channel to be more visible, and I get more energy to produce more video like this.